15-Minute Mondays, your kickstart to week high-energy 15-minute episode on the Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Daniel Greg Johnson. Let's get right into it. Hello everybody, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. I hope that you guys had a fantastic weekend, and today is obviously public holiday, so you most probably are still in the weekend and only starting working tomorrow. I am here either way for you to deliver free content and motivate you for the week, and today I want to talk to you about discovering what success really means for you. And success has many shapes, many facets, and it is defined differently in cultures. There's so many different ways of looking at success. And sometimes in life, we are told that success means accumulating assets and studying, going to university, then getting a corporate job, climbing the corporate ladder, accumulating a house and assets and a car and maybe another car. And we're just on this treadmill all the time. So today I really want to talk to you about happiness and success beyond houses and fancy job titles. Deep down, you will question if checking society's boxes of what it means to make it really leads to a meaningful and fulfilling life. And I think that's a journey that everyone takes at some point. And I always say happiness is not necessarily money and money that you can spend, but happiness is the currency that pays for what makes you happy. And that is so much more important to identify in life. Many times when I coach, I have clients, they have everything that you could possibly ask for, but yet they don't have what they really want to be happy, or they don't know what they really need to be happy. So let's look at that a bit more. What if there's another path to feeling accomplished and satisfied? One that you get to define on your own terms, where you really decide what your happiness is, not based on your upbringing, on societal norms, but really what you really want. Well, in this episode, I want to challenge you to let go of others and everything around you, expectations, and explore what success really means for you. Together, I want to dig down with you to your core values, reframe outdated social myths and around status and wealth, redefine a picture that maybe suits you better, and design a purpose-driven life that lights you up, not burns you out and puts you on that never-ending treadmill. And remember, this is a highly personalized journey. Everyone has a different view of happiness and success, and it is important that you really look at it yourself and that you find what really works for you. So let's look at some traditional ways of success, or the definition of success. For most of us, the traditional definition of it was instilled from an early age, and it is not necessarily what you want. It is not necessarily what you really truly desire. We are taught that climbing the corporate ladder, making a lot of money and achieving a certain status and maybe even fame is what really matters. But there are downsides to chasing this externally defined vision of success. We see it on social media all around us. It's always about status, about wealth, about that next big holiday. And we fall into that pattern where we believe it and where we look at other people's life and we play that comparison game. Constantly striving for more and bigger will lead to burnout, anxiety, and lacking work-life balance. Many highly successful people end up realizing they sacrifice personal fulfillment and relationships along the way. It happens to all of us. I have experienced that in my corporate career. A society evolves, and as societies evolve, more people want to pursue purpose and meaning over status. The success myth refers to a totally idealized version of a lavish lifestyle, prestigious career, and culturally approved markers of having made it. But happiness and life satisfaction on a true value have little to do with how much money you make or your job title. And for many of us, wealth and status are poor substitutes for living according to your own values and priorities. It is time that we start shifting values. Cultural values are shifting all around the world, and more people seek purpose and meaning in their lives and careers. If you look at the millennial generation in particular, they tend to prioritize work-life balance, finding purposeful work, and living according to their own values. As a result, the traditional corporate life construct and a sole focus on professional ambition are losing their appeal, and particularly in our Generation Z and millennials. Redefining success is about creating your own vision for what really matters based on your unique values and priorities in life. And that all starts by examining what you've been taught success should look like, and then forging your own path. The journey is not always easy to get there. Living in alignment with your authentic self is the surest way to find fulfillment. Success, after all, is for everyone deeply personal. And before you have not done the exercise to really identify where what you currently think you want and need is coming from, is that really coming from you? Is that your voice? Or is it the voice that has been shaped through everything that has happened around you during your upbringing and in your early days of life when you went to school and through peers, your parents and their friends? You have to really examine where is those things that you think you want and need are coming from, because they might not be your own things. You have to find your own true reality and what makes you happy. Why the standard model leaves many unsatisfied, there's a multitude of answers to it. But let's be honest, the typical markers of success, like a big house, fancy car, and corner office, don't resonate with everyone. For many, chasing status and material wealth leaves them feeling unfulfilled and after a while burned out. The standard model of success is socially constructed, and I believe it fails to account for what really matters to each individual, because people don't have the time to really find out what they want, because they're in the rat race, on the hamster wheel. Values and priorities differ between all of us. Your priorities in life depend on your unique values and experiences. For some, success means having a job that allows them to be creative or contribute to a cause they care about. And for others, success is about living according to spiritual or religious principles, or having strong relationships. When you pursue goals that align with your values, the ones that you have truly identified, you're much more likely to feel satisfied and accomplished. And that's what I help people with. Find focus on clarity to really identify what it is that they want and not what has been instilled into them. There's more to life than just work. And of course, if you want to be the top shot in corporate, well, then there is nothing else to life than work, because then you will be digging in your heels and you will be working day after day, 7 days a week, and you will have to deal with crisis and uncertainty. There's so many things that you will have to invest of yourself, and you might have to sacrifice your family and your relationships along the way. But if that is your definition of happiness and success, then so be it. Just make sure that you have really examined if that are really your thoughts, or if you are really just following some preconceived notions and some construct that has been created around you. That is really important. Our culture's narrow focus on career status often means neglecting other important areas of life like relationships, health, and leisure activities. And to redefine success means broadening your own perspective to incorporate a balanced and well-rounded life that suits your needs. Setting boundaries and learning to say no at work can open up space to pursue hobbies, connect with loved ones, and take care of yourself physically and emotionally. And if you identify that that is what you truly seek, then you need to go after it, regardless of the other things that you might see could lead to more success. Because if you don't have good relationships, you're not happy with your life. If you don't follow your true values and your purpose, then it will never lead to happiness. You define your own journey. It's your story. It's your book, and you have to write it. At the end of the day, you and you only get to decide what success means for you. I would challenge you to let go of other people's expectations and societal pressure. Tap into what motivates you and inspires you and sets your soul on fire. Success looks different for each person, and there's no single formula. Perhaps success for you means setting and achieving your own personal milestones, however big or small they may be, or stupid and silly they may be perceived by others. That's not your problem. Your journey is yours alone, so I want you to make sure you're traveling the path that you have decided for you. Redefining success is about gaining awareness of what you value most and aligning it with your life accordingly. It's a journey of self-discovery that allows you to craft your own definition of a life well lived. And that might require challenging some long-held assumptions. The rewards of increased meaning, purpose, and satisfaction make it worth the effort. Success is on your own terms, and I want to challenge you to go out there and find it. So how do you craft your personal values and priorities? Identify what matters most. And to define success for yourself, you first need to gain clarity on your core personal values and priorities in life. What brings you a sense of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment? Some possibilities could be spending time with loved ones, creativity or artistic expression, personal growth and learning, or contributing to something greater than yourself. Think about the activities, experiences, and moments that energize and inspire you. These point to values that are fundamentally important for your well-being and happiness, and you have to follow those. And then align your goals. Once you have a sense of your key values, evaluate how well your current goals and daily tasks align with them. Are you spending your time and energy on things that really matter to you, or are you too caught up in what society and social media say success should look like? And that's what applies to many of us. For example, if relationships are a top priority, but you're working 60 hours a week and rarely seeing friends, your goals may need rebalancing. Don't be afraid to make changes to align your life with your values. And you have to identify them. Many people don't really get to sit down and identify their core values, and that's why they're living misaligned or not in alignment at all. This could mean switching jobs, rearranging schedules, or learning to say no. Living according to your values is the surest path to a meaningful life. And sometimes that needs sacrifices and maybe even suffering. But when you come out at the other side and you live aligned with your core values and beliefs, that is a life well lived. Protect your priorities. Establish boundaries to protect the time and energy you need to pursue your personal definition of success. Learn to delegate when possible and be selective about new commitments and obligations. And of course, some level of sacrifice and hard work is inevitable. You need to do it. The bills need to be paid. But don't let yourself become so busy chasing traditional markers of success that you have little room left for what gives you a sense of meaning and purpose. When you clarify your values and align your goals and protect your priorities, you will be on a way that is redefining success in a way that resonates for you. Stay focused on what really matters for your well-being and happiness, and don't let anyone else dictate what a successful life should be. Define it for yourself. We help you to find clarity and purpose. That's what I do a lot with coaching clients, because that is where they fall short. And then they switch into autopilot. It's just surviving, paying bills. They are scared of change, scared of sacrifice, and that's why they don't make that step that could take them to real success. Success by their definition and not what people want around them. It is also important that you set goals that align with what matters most. When setting your goals, it's easy to get caught up in what society says success should look like. A high-powered career, a lavish lifestyle, fame and status, over and over again. But chasing goals that aren't truly meaningful to you is a recipe for burnout and unhappiness, I promise you. Instead, focus on what really matters to you, your values, priorities, and purpose. Identify your core values. I cannot stress that enough. Sit down, identify what really matters to you. Your core values are the principles that guide your decisions and shape the person you want to be. They represent what you care about most in life. And some of those values could include like integrity, being honest and trustworthy, creativity, expressing yourself in an original way, contribution, improving the lives of others in a meaningful way, growth, constantly learning and expanding your mind. Spend time reflecting on what values are most important to you. This could involve journaling, talking with people you respect, or thinking about times you felt most fulfilled. Aligning your goals with your values ensures you're working toward outcomes that will bring you a deeper sense of meaning and satisfaction. And focus on what matters, not what's expected. Society's expectations of what success looks like may not match what really matters to you. Maybe you value experiences over material gains or purpose over status. Don't feel pressured into chasing goals that aren't authentically your own. Instead, I want you to consider what leaves you feeling genuinely fulfilled. Things like strong relationships, work you find meaningful, creative pursuits, or contributing value to others or your environment that you live in. Build goals around those priorities to ensure you're progressing in a direction you care about. Success looks different for each and every person, so make sure your definition aligns with what matters most in your life. Review and refine. Measure it, keep track of it, and when necessary, change. As your values and priorities evolve, revisit your goals to make sure they're still relevant. Don't be afraid to adjust or replace them as needed. Success is a journey and it's not a destination, and you need to enjoy the ride. So regular reviews will help keep you progressing in a personally meaningful direction. Staying true to what matters most rather than chasing what society values is the key to feeling fulfilled and successful on your own terms. And very important, remember your why. Thinking about your motivation for pursuing this goal in the first place. Connecting your goals to your core values and purpose gives meaning to your efforts. Ask yourself why achieving this goal matters to you. How will it allow you to contribute or express yourself? Finding fulfillment in the journey itself will make success that much sweeter. Learn from your mistakes. Everyone stumbles on the journey at some point. How you respond to setbacks and perceived failures defines your character and impacts your progress. React with an open and curious mindset. Look for the lesson in each hardship and use it as an opportunity to improve and not judge yourself. And with practice, you can reframe mistakes into learning experiences. Celebrate small wins. Whatever you accomplish, celebrate it and pat yourself on the shoulder. That's important because it will show you that you can do it. And avoid comparison. Your journey is uniquely your own. Comparing yourself to others will only lead to feelings of inadequacy and stall your motivation. There will always be someone further ahead, just as there are others still finding their way. Focus on your own progress and remember why you started this journey. That's important. Keep that in mind. Comparing yourself to past versions of yourself is the only comparison that matters, because that will most of the time show you, hey, you can do it and you made it this far and you can make it into the future as well. Staying focused on your values, learning from failures, acknowledging progress and avoiding comparisons with others are key to maintaining motivation on your journey to success. Your path is personal, it's yours, you writing your own story, so make sure you celebrate it. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, stay true to your purpose, and don't be deterred by what others are doing. Your success is defined by you alone, so don't jump onto the comparison bandwagon. Bottom line, you get to decide what success means for you, and I want you to not let others define it. Take some time to get clear on your core values, what really matters most, then set goals aligned with those values. Design a life that reflects your purpose, one that energizes and fulfills you. And yes, sure, it will take courage and it will not always be easy, but through that process you find resilience and you can write your own story. And that is what is so important. Listen to your heart. Let it guide you to a definition of success that feels just right for you, because you deserve nothing less than a life well lived and, most importantly, on your own terms. That was it, tribe. If you want to know more about peak performance, finding your core values and living a life aligned with those, then you can reach out. I help top leaders, I help people to achieve flow state, achieve clarity, focus, and become high performing, peak performing in the area of life that they really think is important to them and meaningful. So reach out. My contact details are in the description of the episode. Other than that, all that stays to say is I wish you a fantastic week. Be motivated and live life on your own terms. And I leave you with my promise, I'll be back. Take care. That's Daniel, your host on the Success Blueprint. Have a fantastic week.